My wife said, "I was never in love with you. It was my mistake. It was always him." I simply nodded, moved all our money, served the papers, and disappeared. 3 days later, she was crying at a women's shelter, saying she made a mistake. I met Rachel 8 years ago in a coffee shop near campus. She had this chaotic charm, messy bun, chipped nail polish, a book in one hand, black coffee in the other. We were both in our 20s, both broke, and somehow, we clicked. There were red flags, sure, but I chalked it up to youth, passion, growing pains. We dated for 2 years, moved in together, then got married. We weren't perfect, but we built a life. A small house in Oregon. 2 decent jobs. I work in IT, she's in interior design. We had a rhythm. Groceries on Sunday, game nights on Friday, lazy Saturdays. We weren't fiery, but we were consistent. Or so I thought. It started changing around our 6th year of marriage. Rachel got quiet. Her smiles felt forced, like she was performing affection. Her phone became her second limb, always tilted away from me. I tried to talk to her, but she brushed it off as work stress or seasonal depression. I gave her space. I trusted her. I wanted to trust her. And then last Friday happened. She came home late, really late. She reeked of perfume that wasn't hers. Her makeup was smudged, eyes puffy. I asked where she'd been. I went out with Jenna and the girls, she mumbled, avoiding eye contact. Jenna had texted me earlier asking if I wanted to join them for trivia night. So no, she hadn't been with Jenna. I didn't say anything, just nodded. The next morning, she sat me down. Her eyes were empty. No tears. No guilt. Just resignation. "I need to say something," she began, voice flat. "I was never in love with you. I thought I could be. I thought I'd grow into it. But it was a mistake. It's always been him." "Who?" I asked, though part of me already knew. "David," she said. "Her ex. The one who ghosted her right before we met. The one who popped up 2 years ago just to say hi. The one she promised meant nothing. I thought he moved to Texas. He came back," she said. "He's different now. He wants to try again." And I wanted to. I didn't yell, didn't cry. I just sat there and nodded. That scared her more than if I'd flipped the table. She said she needed time to figure things out, maybe stay with Jenna for a while. I told her to take all the time she needed. What she didn't know was that while she was packing a bag and texting him smiley faces, I was already one step ahead. I'd seen enough betrayal stories on Reddit and in real life. I wasn't about to be the clueless idiot who gets cleaned out and left with emotional scraps. That night, I transferred our joint savings to my own personal account. Legally, I had every right. The majority was my income anyway. I contacted my lawyer friend, Tom, who'd helped my cousin through a messy divorce. I froze our shared credit cards and set up new passwords on everything. By Monday morning, she came home to an empty closet and divorce papers taped to the fridge. No note, no drama, just legal closure. I left the keys in the mailbox and drove 6 hours north to a quiet Airbnb in Washington. No phone, no social media, just me, a laptop, and silence. 3 days later, I turned my phone on. Missed calls, texts, voicemails, all from her. But what caught my attention was a message from Jenna. "Dude, she's at a women's shelter. Crying. Saying she made a mistake." What happened? That's when I realized. Rachel wasn't prepared for me to actually leave. She thought I'd grovel, beg, cry. Instead, I vanished. And now, she was the one abandoned. When Jenna's message popped up on my phone, I read it twice. "Dude, she's at a women's shelter. Crying. Saying she made a mistake." What happened? My first reaction wasn't anger or sympathy. It was disbelief. A women's shelter? I wasn't violent. I didn't scream, threaten, or lay a finger on her. Hell, I didn't even argue. I just nodded and left. But I guess when your affair doesn't turn into a fairy tale and your safety net vanishes, you scramble for sympathy wherever you can find it. I ignored the message at first. Spent another night alone, thinking, not about her, about me, about how, somewhere in those 8 years, I forgot what I deserved. I built a life on the assumption that loyalty was mutual, that love could be earned, or worse, forced. Tuesday morning, I checked her voicemails. Her voice was trembling. Please call me back." I was confused. I panicked. "David, he left. He's not who I thought he was. I need to talk to you. You just disappeared. I didn't expect that. I thought we were friends at least. Can we talk?" Friends? The woman who told me I was a mistake now wanted to talk like we were college roommates after a bad party. Then came the guilt trip. My parents are freaking out. Jenna's furious at me. Everyone thinks I cheated. I didn't, not really. I didn't do anything. Please don't make this worse. Let me make this clear. She absolutely did cheat. Maybe not physically, but emotionally. For months. She checked out long ago and never had the courage to tell me. She built a fantasy world with another man while I folded her laundry and paid her car insurance. I didn't respond. Instead, I called Tom, my lawyer friend, and we finalized the paperwork. She hadn't signed yet, but I told him to push. No delays. I wasn't going to let her drag this out into some messy emotional maze. On Wednesday, Jenna messaged again. She's not doing well. Says she can't eat, can't sleep. David ghosted her, blocked her number, told her she was a temporary fix. Harsh, right? Still, she's saying she was stupid and she wants to try again. Not with David. With you. I stared at the message for a full minute. I wasn't sure if I wanted to laugh, cry, or scream. She chose him, threw me away like a backup plan. And when he threw her away, suddenly I was the solid ground she wanted back. I drove back into town late Wednesday night. Not to see her, to pick up a few things I hadn't grabbed. I stopped by my old neighbor's place, Sam, a retired firefighter who'd always looked out for me. He gave me a long look. You okay, kid? I nodded. Getting there. Then he surprised me. She stopped by 2 nights ago, crying, asking if I'd seen you. She looked hollow, like something broke. I didn't say anything, just tightened my jaw. She messed up, he added. Big time. But I'll say this, leaving like you did? That was smart. Most guys would have let it drag out. You left clean. He clapped my shoulder and handed me a beer. As I sat on his porch, sipping quietly, my phone buzzed again. This time, it was a photo. Rachel, sitting on the steps of the women's shelter. Head in hands. Jenna captioned it. She really did break. But I guess that's what happens when you realize the backup plan actually had a spine. I stared at the screen for a long moment. And for the first time in a while, I didn't feel broken. I felt free. Friday morning, I finally agreed to meet her. Not because I wanted to fix things, but because I wanted closure. Face to face. One last look at the woman who took my loyalty, love, and time, and still thought she could come back when it was convenient. We met at a small diner near the edge of town. Neutral ground. She was already there when I walked in, fidgeting with a napkin, eyes swollen from crying. For a moment, I barely recognized her. Gone was the self-assured, stylish designer. This woman looked small, defeated, lost. Hey, she said softly, like we were old friends catching up after a funeral. I didn't sit down right away, just looked at her, studied her, wondered how someone I'd once loved so completely could feel so unfamiliar. Why did you really ask to meet? I said, skipping the pleasantries. She exhaled, tried to smile, then gave up. Because I messed up. I know that. And because I needed to say it to your face. I said nothing. Let the silence hang. David? He wasn't who I thought he was, she continued. He talked big, but disappeared the moment things got real. Told me I was just a nice memory. He never loved me. Not like you did. There it was. The pivot. The regret. I was angry at myself, so I lashed out at you. I pushed you away because deep down I knew I didn't deserve what you gave me. I finally sat down. Not out of sympathy, just out of tiredness. You didn't just push me away, I said. You broke us, and then expected me to be standing there when it all fell apart. I thought you'd fight for me. That's the problem. You thought love meant chasing someone who's already walking away. She bit her lip, nodded slowly. I'm not proud of any of it, she whispered. But I want to try. I want to be better. For us. I shook my head. There is no us, Rachel. There's just me. And I'm finally okay with that. Tears rolled down her cheeks, and for once, I didn't feel the urge to comfort her. I didn't feel hatred, either. Just clarity. You said I was a mistake, I continued. You said you were never in love with me. That line didn't just hurt, it freed me. It gave me permission to stop fighting for someone who never showed up for me. She covered her face, sobbing quietly. I'm not here to hurt you, I said gently. But I'm also not here to save you. I stood up, placed a signed copy of the divorce papers on the table, and set my key next to it. This chapter is over. And honestly, I hope you find whatever it is you've been chasing. Just don't expect me to follow. I walked out without looking back. It's been 3 months since that day. I moved to Bend, Oregon, got a promotion at work, joined a local hiking group, bought a dog named Baxter. I'm learning how to cook for one, and how to sleep diagonally on a bed that's finally mine. Jenna and I talk sometimes, not about Rachel, but about life. She admitted she always thought I deserved better. Maybe we'll grab coffee someday. Or maybe not. And that's okay. As for Rachel, I don't know where she is. I stopped asking. Because for the first time in years, my life isn't about her. It's about me. And honestly, that's the best plot twist I could have asked for. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.